least I don't do crystal meth in the bathroom all night long.
That's my opinion!
He will never emotionally fulfill you.
Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Close your legs to married men, trash box.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Welcome to Morally Corrupt. I am Rachel Lindsay. She is Callie Curry. We got a lot to get into. A lot happened. Strong opinions that maybe don't agree with the masses, I feel like, this episode. At least that's what I'm thinking. Like, as I'm watching Callie this week, I'm like, I've had enough. I've had enough of some of this.
Well, for sure for one show. That's for sure.
I've had enough. Like, we've got to turn the page. And then my other thought is, am I missing something? Because this doesn't make sense. We have to be missing. Something's got to be taken because when you say A, B does not match. It's like you say A, this person says Z. It's like, it doesn't match. But we're going to get into it. We're talking Summer House. We're talking Beverly Hills. We're talking Southern Charm. But before we get into our Bravo recaps, a word from our sponsor. This episode is presented by Too Good & Co. Creamer. So I love hot coffee, but whether you enjoy your coffee hot, cold, bold, or frothy, I gotta tell you, Too Good creamers make every sip a good one because they're made with farm fresh cream, real milk, and contain 3 grams of sugar per serving. That's 40% less than the 5 grams per serving in leading traditional coffee creamers, which makes for a rich, creamy, and delicious experience. Find Too Good creamers in the creamer aisle. This Summer House episode was billed as Kyle's worst episode ever. Do you agree?
No.
Exactly.
No.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. But to your point, we must have missed some of it because even the way that they reacted in the house makes it seem like it was much worse than what we saw. And West on Watch What Happens Live was even like, yeah, I usually like to stay out of it, but like he was going so hard that I felt like I had to step into it and I was there for it. So I think they must have cut out some of the way that he was talking to Amanda. But also I saw so many clips on Instagram, TikTok of people clipping together Kyle acting crazy throughout the seasons to be like, how was this the worst? Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's been a decade of him not being very nice to Amanda. And the fact that people watched this episode and were like, really? That's not the worst that I've seen him act. If you're Amanda, like, I'd be like, fuck. They don't even think this is that bad because he treats me this bad all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they had to announce the divorce before this. Like, it was inevitable. But what I'll say too is when I watched it, I thought, this is definitely not the worst. But also as an audience, to your point of the clips, we're just so desensitized to the way that he treats her, then maybe it was, and also to your point, maybe there was stuff that was cut out, but we're so used to Kyle and his antics, like Wes being like, she didn't even do anything, you didn't provoke her. And it's like, Wes, we've been here for 10 years. We've kind of been here longer than you have. To me, some of the worst stuff was Kyle lying about being with another woman, cheating on her. I think what made this one bad
the clips
is
that were going around, I was like, ooh, wow. We got really used to this behavior.
Yeah. And that to me was the biggest takeaway of, wow, this was bad, but we don't think it was the worst because we're so used to it. It's like we're almost in an emotionally abusive relationship with them. I will say that I forgot what he called her in the bathroom, but that to me was the worst because I don't think he ever has called her. He called her like a dumb motherfucking bitch.
Bitch, yeah.
There were 3 words in there. It wasn't like motherfucking bitch. It was like motherfucking dumb motherfucking bitch, bitch, dumb motherfucker. Like something.
Any combination of those words is not good.
I didn't even know Kyle said like that was in his lingo. I mean, I've never heard him curse at Amanda, and I think that when he did it, I said, "Oh shit, you know, if we're seeing it, it's been done." You're cursing at her.
Oh my gosh.
That's another level. Like, if you're like, this shit sucks and I'm so motherfucking tired and blah, 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 blah. But when you curse at that, you're weaponizing your words. Like that to me was the worst part.
Well, yes, but then I was thinking, I was like, would I rather be called a dumb bitch? Or would I rather my husband say, like, go get a personality. You're so fucking lazy. Like, he said those things to her at the beach. Like, the way he talks to her is wild. And you know what made it bad was her reaction. It's fine. His birthday's tomorrow. I don't want to ruin his birthday. And the next day for West to be like, do you guys not think it's like a little weird that like Amanda's just acting like last night didn't happen? And Jesse to be like, yeah, like she's just all about Kyle's birthday. For men to be like, she's acting like nothing happened, that must mean that much worse must happen at home all the time.
Yeah. It's tough.
She does hate him. And it's pretty obvious that she hates him. She does not give him attention. She does not want to hang out with him. She does not want to get in the shower with him. Why would she, Kyle, when you talk to her like this?
And, you know, I agree. And I've said before, like Amanda is not nice to Kyle. And of course it comes from something. But what I also, I guess, appreciate this episode is like Amanda was like, I'm not perfect. Right. And I think some of it too, and I don't know if Kyle has acknowledged this, and it seems like they don't do therapy, but Amanda has found her footing and kind of normalized out in the last couple of years because she was able to finally identify what was making her feel bad, it's mental health issues, and she's regulated now. That I could make an argument that is one reason why she stayed in the relationships for so long, because she was like trying to figure out her mental health, because it seems like now that she is regulated, it's like, okay, this is not okay. I'm now not confusing maybe what was going on internally with my relation. You know what I mean? It just seems like I am clear-headed. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I deserve. So like, they're saying everything. And, you know, I know how it is when you get to this point in a divorce. Like they're saying everything but the actual thing and taking action on it. But it was, I'm so glad you agree with me, because coming in, I was like, am I an evil person? I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. More. I was like, so when does it get really bad? Which is so bad.
I was like, what's he gonna say? But because he said so many crazy things and done so many crazy things, I expected like way worse based off how Andy was talking about it and what we heard. In one of the clips that I saw like stitched together, it was the one where Kyle was like, Amanda, summer is supposed to be fun. Amanda, not fun. And I like remember that. That was like, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. And I remember watching that and like laughing out loud at home. And when I saw that clip in the stitched together clips, I was like, that's not funny. I thought it was funny thinking like this is a one-off. I didn't realize I was signing up for a decade-long, like, I don't know what you want to call that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's abuse because that goes like, we're dealing with a lot of abuse.
Verbal abuse is a thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it was, I don't know the extent of what it was, but we did sign up for 10 years of that. And I don't think I realized that at the time and thought it was funny. And maybe we all enabled him by laughing at that. But
like Amanda, we thought it was going to get better. Yeah, like
totally.
We thought, how could you ever have predicted it was going to be this? And, you know, I think Kyle is feeling like Amanda's acting a certain way, and she is, but because of 10 years of stuff. Like, you don't get to be like, my wife doesn't give me any attention. The whole scene where he gets everybody, because it's always about Kyle, right? I don't think Kyle's a narcissist at all. I think he's selfish. I think anybody on TV has narcissistic tendencies. And I was on TV, I'll throw myself in that. But I think that we've seen him show empathy. And we talked about it last episode. Like, you can't talk about Sierra, what Sierra opens up. Like, there's a side of him, but it is all about Kyle, and he loves the attention. So when he gets everybody and everybody's dancing and they're drunk and, you know, Kyle's having the time of his life. Like, I'm setting the vibes. Everybody's gathered around. Energy. And then they, for whatever reason, they're drunk. You know how it is. Like, they just wander off. And Kyle in that room by himself.
Hated it.
Frame it. If I'm Amanda, I would screenshot that and frame that picture of like that overhead shot of Kyle in the room by himself. Is he wearing a crown? It's his birthday. No, his birthday was Monday, he said, but like it's his birthday weekend. He's by himself, alone, and I just thought
everyone's
it was so
outside
funny.
having a good time without him.
And he's like, no, it has to be about me setting the vibe. It's like, turn off the music and go join the party. And it's Amanda doesn't want to listen to me. Amanda's having fun with everybody else. Amanda, and listen, a part of it is they do love each other. And Kyle probably longs for the days where he and Amanda used to have fun. So does she. But too much has happened. Yeah. And this is why it's like love is not enough to say, because I do believe they deeply love each other. It's why they've lasted this long. Love is not enough to keep a relationship going.
Yeah,
it's not.
No, it takes work.
Lindsay is a menace. Lindsay's a menace. And Lindsay has been on TV this long because she knows what she's doing.
She absolutely knows what she's doing.
And for those of us who are OG watchers, Lindsay, we see you don't have a storyline. And you know, I get frustrated with this, which lets me know she has no storyline on In the City. I know that baby isn't on the show. I know the baby's not on the show. And what did I say from the beginning? If we're not getting the baby, what are we doing? She doesn't have a storyline. So what does she do every other weekend or every 2 weekends when she comes in the house? Her fucking job. And what is her job?
She's like, what can I stir up this week?
And I don't appreciate it this week because you do not mess with KJ. But I just like, we see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. We see
Poor
it.
Little KJ. Ugh. Watching him like go through his like feelings. But then when him and Dara like actually had a conversation, I was just like, oh wow, it's actually like nice to see a normal conflict resolution between two people that like each other on reality TV. Mm-hmm. We don't get it much. Mm-hmm. The fact that he was like, I'm not trying to be crazy. And she was like, no, I totally understand this reaction. I would feel some type of way if someone said this about me. We just don't see this. We don't see people taking accountability. We don't see people being like, no, it's okay to feel that way. I would feel that way too. It was shocking to watch. And it was like a 5-minute normal conversation, normal conflict resolution. We never, ever see it. And they clearly like each other a lot.
Yes. And you know why it was normal? Because there was honesty. Like, Dara had nothing to hide. So she's like, I was so glad when she was like, yeah, I went in there. Even though I think, she was in there talking to him because I think we saw a clip at one point. But she's like,
Also, if you go into a room and someone's laying there and you're going in there to change, because she said she went into the bathroom to change, you're not just going to like walk in and walk out and not say a word to the person sitting on the bed.
But I'm glad she mentioned that she changed because that was like Bailey's smoking gun of she went in with clothes, one outfit, and she came out with something different. And she was in there an hour. And I'm like,
and
you
Dara
probably didn't know
that Bailey said that at that point. So Dara was just telling the truth.
Oh, the change outfit part. Yes.
So that's
point, what I liked.
Dara was just like, this is what happened. Because like Lindsay didn't even tell KJ that yet. So when eventually we're going to see them go head to head, when she says that, at least KJ will be like, yep, I already know that. Like she told me that this is what happened. You know what I mean? So
I was glad that she said that.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. When she said that, I was like, she's telling the truth.
Great. Yeah. And it was like, no, like she didn't have to be defensive because there was nothing to the story. Right. And I like that she was like, but I'm going to say something because this, let me tell you what's not going to happen. This kind of thing. We're good.
Like, we're good, but I'm not cool with that.
Yeah. But Lindsay coming in and then her being like, oh my God, you didn't know? Lindsay, poor KJ.
She's like, oh, you already said you were in your head. I don't want you to be in your head. Yes, you do.
That's her job, is to come in and just like light a fire and then disappear for 2 weeks. Like I'm not asking her to, since she's single and she's found her groove back, new haircut, whatever. And she feels great to go out there and be the Lindsay that we first met. But I need something.
Okay, but Rachel, I have a question. If you were Lindsay, if you had a baby, you thought you were starting a relationship with this guy, that doesn't happen. So you're a single mom. The show is your main source of income because you parlay it into influencing deals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying yes, coming on the show. And
she should.
My baby ain't going to be on the show.
She wants the baby on the show, though.
I know. I'm saying me. My baby ain't going to be on the show. This is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get in other people's business. Because I know my job. I don't have a story right now.
I'm okay with her getting in people's business. I also need to have her to have some business of her own. Why can't we see you? I mean, I guess she tried to flirt with Ben, but Ben obviously wasn't flirting. But can you get crazy over that? Can you get jealous of Ben talking to somebody else? Can we see you be that kind of Lindsay? Can we see? Because
she tries to go hard at Carl, but Carl's been so nice that everyone's kind of like,
you're losing the audience, and she knows that. Like, you have to stop. You're losing the audience. Again, she's good at this. But like, can we see you go out on the town and talk to somebody? Can we see you go on a date?
Maybe we'll get that on In the City.
Can we see you, I don't know, crying over baby daddy drama? Can we see you starting a business? Can we see, I'm not mad that she's in people's business. It's just that I just want
that can't be the only thing.
Right. Like, she's a friend of. Yeah. She's a friend of. She's a friend of. So maybe I should just take what I should get. I do enjoy when she comes, though. I do enjoy seeing her. I'm like, Lindsay's here. Lindsay's
I do like her there. She mixes it up a little bit. Hopefully In the City we'll get some of the dating, some of the crying over baby daddy or happy with baby daddy, whatever. Hopefully we get some of that from her. Leave Carl alone.
It's not what I'm hearing.
Leave Carl alone.
Heard a lot.
Okay. Well, are you going to share? Or are you going to save that? You're saving it. Okay. Nothing else really happens this episode, but I just have to shout out Sierra's costume is top tier.
She's always going to win the costume game. Always. Now, when she said, do y'all know who Carmen Brown is? I was like, no.
I didn't know either, but it was her character from a few summers ago.
Yeah.
And I like that Amanda was like, oh, you're back.
I forgot that was the name.
I don't even need the character. The costume, unreal.
It's really good. It's really good. And when we get the previews next week where they're having serious conversations with the makeup on, that is Salt Lake City-esque.
Yeah,
they actually should steal this idea. This would be funny to see them dress up like this.
Dressed up.
Yeah.
A serious conversation, looking 85, titties out.
It's
amazing.
So good. It's so good. Okay, Beverly Hills. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know if we're missing something. And I'm just going to say it and I'm going to move on. I cannot keep talking about it because me being over it, we're also, I feel like, belaboring the issue in the sense that I have to keep talking about it because they keep talking about it. But like, I just wish Bose to be like, them saying, Amanda, you're not giving us anything. I feel like we've gotten to know Amanda in some ways. And I'm with her. What more do you want to know? Just say you don't like my business, you don't understand it, and leave it there.
I think it's also her personality is so flatline that they feel like you're not giving anything. And she's just like, what else would you like me to give you? And I'm like, Bose, that's literally her personality. I don't know what you want from her. This is who she is. She's given us an enormous amount about her life, good and bad and annoying and whatever. Do I understand Amanda's business? No, but I've gotten more from Amanda than Bose. What have we gotten from Bose this season?
The baby.
I did think it was interesting. When Amanda was like, let's look up Bose's reviews.
I know.
I was like, you're going down the wrong path, Bose. Leave it alone.
Well, Amanda calls it out in her confessional, and I'm sure she'll say it at the reunion where she's like, I think it's because I didn't even know Bose did online classes.
Me
but
either,
when
does
she was like, yeah.
I know Amanda said that, but I was
so.
like, does Bose do that?
I actually feel like I do remember that maybe last year when she was in her intro. Like, I think we saw her teaching maybe at a conference and maybe she said it or maybe I looked it up.
Yeah.
But she's like, but I do. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, I remember when Amanda's book came out and they were like, I used to see it in the airport everywhere. They were like, that book
heard of
was everywhere. I cannot remember who I was talking to. And then, she did that Carlos King interview and he was like, yeah, I read your book before I knew who you were.
What?
I mean, obviously it's a thing. I believe that she's made
clearly
millions of dollars.
Clearly she's making money.
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard of Amanda. I've never seen Amanda. I don't know nothing about Amanda. I'm just like Bose. Bose being like, we don't know who you are. That's how I would feel.
But
I don't know
left
who you are.
It there.
Yeah, I mean, now you know who she is, so leave it alone. But I agree with Bose. I did not know him or her before this. I did know Bose before she was on the show. That being said, just because I know who Bose is and I don't know who Amanda is, doesn't mean that Bose is more successful than Amanda.
Well, and why do you know Bose, right? You have mutual friends.
Totally.
Like the Black entertainment world is small.
Yes.
She's big in it. You're 1 degree away, if not directly connected to her. But that's our world, right? I clearly understand that most people don't know Bose. If I did not live here in Dallas, I would not know Bose unless I was a marketing major as a Black woman and I was looking up like who is at some of these top companies. And so to be fair, I think the women can talk about Bose a certain way because they also live in an entertainment space. But I don't think those women knew Bose before she came on the season. Remember, it was Sutton who introduced us to Bose, despite us never seeing them together. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
It was Sutton. They're never together.
No,
so
they're not friends.
No. So I just, to me, it's like, you don't like her. You don't get it. Let's just leave it there. You don't understand it. You give her more attention when you keep talking about it. We've got to move on. We've got to move on. The other beef that's going on is the one I want to hear more from, and we're not talking enough about. The Dorit, Erica, Kyle, I want more of that. That's the one I want to, but I will say, and y'all may not agree on this, Dorit has a fucking point. She's got a point. I am not team Dorit. I agree with Erica and Kyle, but Dorit is right in the sense that Kyle is talking to everybody else but her. That's her one. That's her one good point.
I agree. Kyle's talking to everyone else but her. But Kyle even said, I've tried talking to Dorit. I've tried talking to the people around Dorit. So I feel like Kyle last season was going to Dorit and they would talk and they would fight. And it seems this season, she's going to the people around Dorit to be like, am I going crazy? Or is she A, B, and C?
Which is not going to work. That's not a good method.
No.
It's not a good method.
And so Dorit's like, you're talking to everyone else but me. But if Kyle tries to talk to you, that goes nowhere also. And what annoys me about, so Rachel and Bose are two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand where Rachel's coming from. Mm-hmm. She was saying like, I can't deal with this lateness.
And her anxiousness.
As someone, I am late to everything. And I recognize it's rude as fuck. I wish I could change my ways. I'm not sure I can. Okay? I've tried setting alarms. I don't know. Maybe Rachel and I have talked offline. I do think that if I actually did get on Vyvanse, it would help me. I think, because I don't even take a long time to get ready. So I think it's hard for people to understand why I'm late and I come in sweats in my hair. They're like, what were you even doing? But
you know what
I will
think
be like,
you do?
What?
Because this is what I do. If you're supposed to be there at 8, for some reason, my mind thinks you leave at 8. I don't know why, but never do I calculate the distance it takes to leave from the house to the place, or even from to get to the computer to come on a podcast. Like my mind thinks, okay, you just have to be ready by 8. I don't know why.
I will do this. Let's say we have to be ready by 8. At 7:45, I'll be like, I can probably scramble an egg, make some sausage, do my makeup, shower by 8. I think I can do that. No, the fuck I can't. There's not a world where I can do all those things in 15 minutes. But for some reason, I'll be like, I'll go fast, I can do it. No, you can't. Also, there's times I'll be like, it'll take 5 more minutes. No, it'll take 30 more minutes. Like, I don't know why I can't do those calculations, but I'm off. And I think if I was on, I'd been diagnosed with ADD, no H. If I actually had that, I'd be focused enough to be like, I can do this, then this, and this, instead of being like, let me do all of this before this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand being late.
Come on the other side.
I understand being late. I also would not make my friends wait an hour and 30 minutes on a plane. If I was running that late, I'd be like, I'm going to have to fly my ass commercial. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Like, I will suffer the consequence of being this late. Rachel saying, I can't live like Dorit. I don't know her long enough. Like, I don't know if this is abnormal for her. Dorit has always been late. Is she more late than normal? It seems like it. The fact that Erica's like, you're being rude now. So like, I think Dorit used to be how we're late, 15:30, which some people might think that that's really rude. I still think that's in an acceptable realm.
30's too far.
I'm definitely between the 15 and 30 range for most things. Dorit is like an hour and a half. That's too much. Everyone else you're wasting everyone else's time. That's rude, whatever. But Rachel's just like, I can't even get involved in your thing, Kyle, because like, I don't know her. I don't know her long enough to say, this is way too extreme than what it usually is. Like, this is just what I know of Dorit. This is Dorit's time. This is how she runs her life. So Kyle trying to like mix them in, but I think she's just trying to like validate her point. On the phone conversation between Bozema and Kyle, Boz was in complete agreement with Kyle. Mm-hmm. She just doesn't want to get into the mess and wants to be... But she's
saying she told Dorit what she was saying. Yeah, she did,
but like, okay, you still agreed with what Kyle was saying.
But Dorit's point was, they came to me
and talked to me.
And that's why I'm like, that's where Kyle loses. Because yeah, you could say,
agree,
I tried that last year.
The point. She's still, what Kyle's saying is still valid.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
Okay, sure, I should have talked to you. I'm sorry for that. Let's move on to the second point where Boz agrees with me that you're acting erratic. So what about that?
I think when they're sitting in the hot sun, which, by the way, I loved all of their outfits in that scene. I thought Kyle looked like when they're walking in that desolate town and that gelato stand pops up out of nowhere. And then Kyle's like, oh, we didn't pay. And then you see the horizon or like just the sky. And you hear someone say, we need to pay. And I'm like, they did not pay. Like, you don't see that clearly was put in a post, but they all looked, I loved all their Italian vibes.
Very cute.
But when Dorit's like, let's get out of this hot sun. And this isn't the proper place to be having this kind of conversation. Oh, the staccato in the way she talks. She has a point when she said, I don't trust, the point is, I trust Boz, I don't trust you.
Yes.
Kyle, what I will say, like Erica's now come more to Kyle's side, which we see, but there's a lack of trust for both. So I think with Kyle, the reason she doesn't have the relationship to go to Beau's like Dorit does is because she has lost trust in being able to tell Dorit something and know that it will be received well. Dorit has lost trust in giving Kyle any kind of grace in what she's saying. Because she, as she said, I don't trust you. And even though we've seen them move past last season and be cordial, they still are not friends at the end of the day.
No,
and
they're
that's
not
why you're
friends.
seeing this blow up. They tolerate each other because they know that we as an audience are sick of seeing them at odds, but they don't like each other. There's love there because of history. They don't like each other. And that's what we're seeing at the end of the day. And if Kyle had more respect for Dorit and more of a love there, or a like there, I should say, she would have gone to Dorit and done that. But like, I just don't think she, at this point where their friendship is, she doesn't really care to.
Yeah,
She just
no.
doesn't.
I also think that for Dorit, based off the person that we know, it's easier for Dorit to be friends with new people that don't know all of the things of the past than people that know all of it.
Yes. Yes.
And have connections with people like they both Erica, which Erica obviously is friends with Dorit and just like knows PK through Dorit, but Kyle's actually friends with PK.
Yeah.
Dorit would way rather be friends with people that like don't know any of it and all of it. And even like financially, Kyle and Erica are way more aware of
her
Dorit's
situation.
finances and some of the issues that her and PK have had. Mauricio even loaned them money at one point from what we know.
That.
Yeah, I think, I can't remember what it was, but it was said that Mo like helped at one point, but I think it was told to us kind of like he helped and got paid back. I don't know. I just remember Mo helped with something. So it's easier for Dorit to go and spend and be whatever and put on this facade for people that don't know any of the past stuff. You know what I mean? I loved when Dorit was like, all right, I'm done. Come on, girls. And Erica was like, I'm not going anywhere. Fuck off. And I was like, thank you. Because also the fact that Erica was there and Dorit was talking to her kind of like, no, you're not going to talk. Erica was like, who the fuck are you talking to? I'm going to talk whenever I want to talk.
Yeah.
And to me, it did not feel like they were ganging up on her. No. And I don't think that Erica came into it being like, we're going to gang up on her.
But they did plan to have the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think that Erica came into it thinking we're ganging up on her. I feel like Erica, and we've seen Erica be like, play the middle between both of them for a long time. So I feel like it's weird that Dorit didn't recognize that at all because Erica has taken Dorit's sides in certain issues. So I'm like, I feel like Erica was kind of like, I just agree with Kyle. Like, you are extra late right now. You are being a little erratic. And like, we are your friends. What's going on?
We're concerned. Yeah. I would have thought that the Erica would have balanced it out. And that's, to your point, such a good point. She'd rather surround herself with people who don't know her as well to almost recreate the narrative. Because Erica's coming to you as a concerned friend. Like, yeah, she's annoyed with the lateness. Who wouldn't be? But she's trying, as a friend, she's trying to have a conversation with you. And you won't allow her in as a friend to genuinely talk to you about concerns she has. You don't want to hear that. And
I think she definitely doesn't want to hear it because she's agreeing with Kyle. So her agreeing with Kyle, I feel like to Dorit was just like, oh, you're not my friend anymore.
Yeah, Dorit makes some comment about Erica, not lack of trust, but like their friendship. Because remember, Dorit was annoyed, upset that she didn't know about Erica dating.
Oh, yeah.
And then ever since then, I feel like Dorit's been different because when something happened with Dorit, I can't remember when they first got to Italy.
She had lunch or dinner with PK.
And Erica's like, you didn't tell me.
That?
And then she's like, I trust myself with certain, remember, she's like, the sentiment wasn't paraphrasing.
I choose what information I'm going to tell certain people. And Erica was kind of like, what?
So that's that like Dorit immediately kind of switched in that moment where she didn't know. She found out with everybody else that Erica had a boyfriend. And so Yeah, Dorit is so on the defense that she can't hear anything because the lateness is annoying. But I will agree, like when I saw Dorit running around that room talking on the phone and like scattered in her robe, that makes me anxious. She is always rumbling through her, like there is the word I think Kyle used was overwhelmed. And I think that that's what it is. And who wouldn't be? You literally don't know your future. Your house is in foreclosure. That's information as you claim it was new to you. I doubt that. You're trying to figure out your next step. You've been taken care of. You know, your husband's been the breadwinner. You kind of didn't have to worry about this stuff. Now you are trying to figure out how to navigate life as a single woman with 2 kids. Like, and it doesn't seem like you're going to get this crazy settlement to be able to survive off of. It sounds like you're going to be on for the debt in this relationship because they don't have to agree to that. But if they do split everything 50-50, she's going to take his debt. And so
but even if they do split 50-50, sure, you get his debt. But it was reported that she's almost $1 million in debt from spending not having to do with the house.
Oh, I did not see that.
It said she was $862,000 in debt.
I thought that was the mortgage.
No, I thought that was separate. I thought it was
the mortgage was 800 something too.
Oh, I thought that her house was in foreclosure. She said that she thought PK was paying it, which
I know. We talked about it on the Tuesday show.
But like we have talked about a lot of women, majority actually, I'd probably say, that are in marriages and their husbands handle the finances, like don't keep up with the mortgage, I guess. But last year, we had already had conversations about you not knowing things and how you need to know things. So I'm just like, how do you still not know things and you guys are separated and not communicating? You just don't check to see if the mortgage is paid? Also, I've never been in foreclosure, and I don't think you have either. But correct me if I'm wrong.
I would like to pick that statement.
I will say that, like, I've been battling Verizon for 7 years over a $200 debt. I won't pay it because I know that I've never had a cell phone with Verizon. So I just refuse to pay this fucking debt. And it brings my credit score down, but I just will not pay it because I know I didn't do it. That being said, I didn't just get a thing that was like, hey, this now is affecting your credit score. I got 50 fucking emails. I got letters. I got phone calls. Mm-hmm. So if you're $862,000 in debt from a mortgage, that's not, her house is 6.5, right? So her mortgage is roughly, I'm guessing, around, obviously depends on how much money down, whatever, but like it's probably around, giving a wide range, $20,000 to $40,000 a month.
It's way more than 20. Let me tell you that now.
I said a wide range.
Oh, I'm like, it's way more than 20.
If I had to guess, I would guess it's between 35 and 50, depending on how much they put down. Like if I want to do a like close 50. Range. So that's more than a year. Well, that's not 1 month. That's not 2 months. That's not 3 months. That's not 4 months. So like you were alerted that it was not being paid at some point.
The last payment they said was September 2025. So that's what it was. I don't know if it came out in court papers or what.
Her mortgage is $100,000 a month.
You know what I think? As they said, last payment, they probably were already in debt. You know what I mean? Like they paid on it. Is what I'm thinking. Yeah, they got something. Yeah, it's definitely 50 something thousand. And it depends on when they bought it and the interest, but like definitely. And you have property tax, and it's like, do they choose to pay their property tax per month or do they pay it at the end of the year?
They clearly put the least amount of money down.
Yeah. So I said this on Tuesday. I could see PK saying, I'll move out. you and the kids keep the house and I'll keep taking care of the kids. And her being like, should she have accepted that, knowing what the little we know about their divorce? No. But I could see her being like, that makes things easy for me. Sure.
Oh,
but
I totally. But
we
then
know
I would
this
check
isn't
up
the
on it
first
because their
time.
house has been foreclosed multiple times.
That's what I was going to say, because we know this isn't the first time. But I could also see Dorit being like, surely he wouldn't do that to his children. I just could see it. I can see how you could excuse your way out of it. But all that to say, super overwhelmed, super scatterbrained. Rightfully so. Your kids seem to be more in the know than you'd like. They're asking questions. This is also very public, so you add that to it. Let's also not take away, say what you will, whether you believe it or not. We know what happened with the burglary and her being, tied up and all of that. If she's now living by herself, that can add added stress to it. There's just a lot. I just wish Dorit would be like, I am scatterbrained and overwhelmed. I'm not doing okay.
When Erica brought it up, it would have been, and even Kyle, it would have gone so far for her to be like, guys, you're right. I know that I'm overwhelmed. I know that I'm scatterbrained. I am hanging on by a fucking thread.
And if she had just paused and just boo-hooed, I mean, like, I'm not telling her to act.
Out of Charlie's
I'm just
book.
saying.
Cry. People feel bad for you.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. So, I mean, I hate that this episode ended with, well, first off, can I just laugh at Kathy coming back from her long day, taking a break, saying, I'm not feeling with y'all today. I'm going to Florence to do what I do. And then she comes back and she's like, Bose, this has been a beautiful trip, which it really has been. And she's like,
best trip, Bose.
And she's like, I just want everybody to realize where we are and how beautiful this moment is. And I'm like, that is a woman who took the day off. That is a woman, that is energy of, I don't know about y'all, but I had a fantastic day. I detached. I'm happy to be back for this beautiful dinner. Please don't ruin my vibe. And then they ruined it.
I liked in the morning when Kyle was like, I can't believe she lied. And she's a liar. And Kathy was like, liar's a big word, Kyle. And Kyle was like, Kathy, I'm your sister. She lied to me. Liar is a big word. That is what she is. And Kathy was like, all right, she's a liar then.
It's funny to me how Natalie's just bounced back. And I'm like, that is a woman who's never been on Housewives or just on TV. Kyle's right. The cameras don't lie. But in that moment for you, you still are up because the cameras have not replayed it back.
Yeah,
so she's just like moving along, bouncing, smiling, out getting the tan. I'm like, she's watching this last week and this week thinking it was all good just a few months ago. Not everyone's like, get this Natalie out of here. You don't even go here.
She posted being like, I made a mistake. It's my first time in reality television. I'll do better next time. And everyone's like, next time.
It's not that you just made a mistake. Like, Bose also, of course, did. But it was like, Bose was like, did I say that? I didn't say that. I don't know. It felt different. It's like, Natalie, you were like, no, I heard it. And I said it in this, I don't know. I don't know why it felt different, but Natalie's lie just felt bigger. It felt I felt like she knew she was lying.
Who cares?
She's like, I don't remember
saying it, but maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah. Natalie was like, I didn't say that. And it was like, girl, yes, you did.
Also,
yes, you did.
You said it an hour ago, stone sober.
That's what I'm talking about. Bose
is like, what are y'all talking about? 8 things have happened since earlier. What are we talking about? I don't know if I said that.
Exactly. So yeah. Okay, girl. Good luck. Talk about next time. Okay. Southern Charm.
Speaking of next time, do we think Craig is back for next season? And if you were him, would you come back?
Craig shouldn't come back. I'm okay with Craig not coming back.
Everyone knows how much I love Craig. I would not be mad at him if he did not come back. That being said, based off of this season, there would have to be a lot of cast changes because I don't know what the show's about if he's not on it, since so many people made their storyline about him. I feel like he thinks, and people around him think, it seems like, are probably telling him, no, you have to do it, you have to do it, you have to do it. He is a big enough entity now, in my opinion, like his popularity, how well his like Sewing Down South is doing. If he's not on the reality show, his store is still going to do well. He will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he needs the show. And I don't think these people are his friends. And I'm not saying that he did nothing wrong. He did a lot wrong. But even when there was places to give him grace or to give him like, well, this doesn't make sense, or it seems like nothing he ever does or says is going to be good enough for them. They don't think that he's capable of changing or doing better. Everything he says, there's like an eye roll. Madison is the only person on the cast that seems to see his side of view, his point of view on anything. But I do think it's interesting, like even with the him and Sally back and forth, it seems like people mostly agree with Craig. If they didn't, Austin would never have sat him down and been like, hey, she's lying. We met a guy. Like she has another guy. Sally, supposedly Charlie's friend.
Charlie. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly Charlie's friend is telling Craig, she's talking to other people, talking to other people, whatever. When Charlie and Craig are going back and forth, no one said anything. And I'm like, y'all just validated what Craig was saying, but they don't want to have his back because they don't like him.
I don't know if I got that. I think Shep, I think Sally, obviously Madison. Whitney wasn't there, but I would throw him in. And maybe Rodrigo. I think they like Craig. I just think, and I think their friendships will flourish with Craig if he's not on the show. I just don't think that they like Craig right now on the show. The reason I say he shouldn't come back is just, I think I wouldn't be opposed to him coming back later, but I think he just needs a beat. Yeah. I think the Paige breakup and Madison alludes to it, really took a toll on him. More than it did Paige. He even
said that. He was like, I was already feeling rejected this whole season.
And we've said this before. When a woman's done, she's been done for a year. So it was easier for Paige because I'm not saying it was easy, but she'd been having these thoughts. She'd been processing this. She'd been thinking about if I do this, if I do this, if I do this. Where Craig, even though it was obvious that they should not be together, in his mind, that was not a reality.
And he was planning a life with her.
Right. He was ignoring the problems.
The signs, yeah.
All that to say, I think Craig needs a beat. Now, I think it's very evident that Charlie was using Craig for a storyline. Otherwise, what else are we talking about?
Agree.
And thank you,
I just wish
Madison.
that more people would clock that.
Yeah, you're not coming back.
The fact that she is now dating Justin from Southern Hospitality. Yeah, I'm like, what are we talking about here?
She's
the fact that you guys are all acting like she's some harmless little girl that doesn't know what she's doing. When she started crying, I was just like, wow. I didn't see this from Charlie from the beginning. Yeah, she wants to be on TV.
I've said she's Taylor. I've clocked to this. But I didn't realize
you were
how
right,
much
I was wrong.
I didn't realize how much like Sally, because remember Sally has been on a couple of shows before she found her way here. She will not be on Southern Charm, but she will probably be on Southern Hospitality should they get another season. And I wish somebody would have said you used Craig. I do believe she did love him. I do believe she called him. She did all this stuff off camera to reel him in.
She even said it. When she left the reunion stage and was backstage and she was like, I mean, me and Craig, we talked every single day on the phone. But after Mexico, we talked once. Charlie, during the season, you tried to make it seem like Craig was like kind of making it up that y'all were talking 24/7.
Yeah, she
y'all were talking 24/7.
And I think because it was off camera, she was getting away with it. So, because then her defense was, well, we only went on 2 dates. That's what she was saying. Like, we're talking. That's why Craig's like, well, she love bombed me because the time and the attention.
I don't think she love bombed her. I think it's the time she love bombed him. But do I think that she led him to believe that they could be something outside of filming?
She led him on.
Yes. And I don't think that was ever her plan.
Yeah, I think our plan was to build her profile. Now, thank you, Madison, because I was like, am I stupid? When Sally introduced Charlie, I very clearly remember her making it seem like they were newer friends.
Yeah.
And then as the season went on, it was like, but we tell each other everything and we're best friends. And I kept thinking, I thought y'all were fairly new, but both of them were so adamant about it. I thought, well, maybe I made that up in my mind and they've known each other. So when Madison was like, how long have y'all even known each other? Like 5 months? Y'all threw around best friend so casually.
So hard.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Thank you. Because what it really turns out to be, I bet they met out. I bet Sally was like, you're cute, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They are aligned in their thinking.
Yeah.
And that is why she brought her on. And I think that's why their friendship has recovered. And I think that's why Charlie had no problem going on a date with Craig, despite Sally feeling so rejected by him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't real friends. And maybe they're closer now, but they weren't real friends. And so this is also where I'm also like, now I'll criticize Madison. Madison being like, we're all really good friends. And I'm like, you can't be talking about Venita and Craig. You can't be talking about, like, you might miss each other because of filming, but like we all hang out all the time. I'm like, I think everybody hangs out with you, Madison. Everybody wants to be around you.
Well, no, I think they do. I do think they hang out because even which makes like, it's so interesting to me. As much as Austin hates Craig, there were so many different instances where they talked about hanging out, all of them, where they were like, Sally told me this and Austin told me this and we were out here and we were there.
But those three together.
Yeah. Not every. Oh, I don't think.
But that's how she made it seem.
Yeah,
she was like, we all hang out. And I'm like, that's not true. I don't think the entire
group hangs out. I think that I agree with you. I don't think the entire group hangs out together. I think like pockets of the group hang out together.
Yeah.
And Madison is generally invited to every pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we can even talk. I mean, the Venita and Craig situation. I am very happy that it seems like they have agreed to disagree and are in a better place by the end of this reunion. But I'm never going to understand it. I don't know what Craig did to Venita to make her hate him so much. I don't even understand the Venita Sally when Sally was like, that's my girl. And Venita was like, yeah, that's because she stood up for you. And Sally was like, yeah. And Venita was like, that, until I told her the whole story. And Sally was like, what's the whole story? Never got it.
Wait, what? Venita said, what whole story? What?
Venita was talking about her mom. Or Andy was like, your mom. And she was like, that's my girl. Like, or Venita was like, I love her. And then Sally was like, that's my girl. And Venita was like, yeah, because you saw her stand up for you. And Sally was like, yeah, that's why I like her. And Venita was like, well, she did till I told her the whole story. And then Sally was like, what's the whole story? Never got it.
So that's
and then it was Venita apologizing to Sally. And because like, what did Sally do to Venita? I don't understand.
This was a moment where Venita really could have redeemed herself. And she didn't. And I don't think because she can't explain, and I think because she can't explain some of the behavior. So this is why at the top of this episode, I said, I need Venita to help us understand. And that's what I was looking for. Help me understand what it is. That's when I was like at the top and I was like, somebody says A and you say Z, like, it's like, it doesn't even Like you're saying, I'm telling you, hey, I walked outside today, it was raining. And your response is, I don't know.
I didn't see a cloud.
No, not even that, because that's related. It's more like, it was raining today and you're like, this, I don't know. I went shopping for a bag. Like, it's just like totally, I'm like, what? Did you hear what the conversation is? It makes no sense. No sense. And I'm like, I deeply, and the only thing, because I'm going to be biased for Venita, I'm just going to say this right now. Do I understand? No. Does it make sense to me? No. But because, and I think this does play into it, and she just doesn't want to say it, her being the only Black person on the class, in the cast, I don't think that she's close to everyone, which is why she got emotional over her relationship with Sally. But I think she deeply desires to be closer to some of these people, including a Craig. This is all assumption. I'm trying to reason it. She wants to be closer to these people, including a Craig. She's not. And I think she internalizes this. And she also feels isolated being the only Black person on the cast. Yeah. And so this is mixing in with her responses, but she's not articulating this.
Yeah.
I believe Craig when Craig's like, we were never friends and had a relationship. That is fine. I'm not going to say I agree with him about her reading Reddit and listening to gossip. I think she was just like, I'm Team Paige. She doesn't have a relationship with Craig. We talked about it on this podcast. Then the natural reaction is, then Craig is fully in his right to not be okay with what you said. This is where I think it triggers in her being the only Black person. I think this is a perspective that we can give as Black women. We've been in these circles before where like you are not aware that we're the only Black person. Like we're aware. And she's been on this season for years.
It hurts her over the years. Craig is like, we're not friends. And she's like, you've never called me. In all these seasons, you've never called me to hang out.
And you don't try.
Craig's like, well, we're not friends. Why would I do that? But to Venita, that like hurts her feelings.
Yeah.
So for Craig to be like, we were never friends. We were never close. So I didn't even think it was a big deal for me to say, like, I don't need to have her in my life if she's going to say team Paige.
It's triggering something deeper in her. And I wish she could say it, but I don't know
Sally
why.
Of it all, Rachel, when she was like, we were good, like when Sally was like, we were good. And then you wouldn't post pictures with me and you wouldn't like hang out with me. Like you didn't want people to know we were friends. And Venita was like, well, yeah, that's because I'm reading comments from people saying, I can't believe that you would let so-and-so do this and do that. If you're going to be on a TV show, and Venita, you've been on the show too long, you cannot want a friendship with someone, but then also be listening to people that don't know you and don't know Sally and are just commenting random things on your page.
And Shep, the look on Shep's face when he was like,
these
people aren't even your friends. But do you know what I think is happening? I bet the comments that she's paying attention to are like, why are you letting this white girl play in your face like this?
Totally.
And like, that's what Venita is too afraid to say. And I'm not even saying she's wrong in feeling this way. I just wish that she could have a summer house moment like Sierra had and Maya had years ago, or what Sierra, Mia and KJ had this time. It's like, I know what she's feeling. And I wish she could be like, and maybe it's not fair for me to feel this way because I haven't tried to make you understand because you don't get it, what it is to be in these shoes. So you don't understand where I'm coming from. But it's like, and so it's allowing people to pick her apart, which is why I think what you and I do here is so important in a space of reality TV, because we can give you the Black woman perspective of, we're not excusing it. We're saying we don't understand. But as Black women who have been in white spaces, we say, I think this is what what she feels. It's easy to pick apart what she's saying because you can't understand how she feels. So, and I will also add, and I saw somebody say this, when Craig did say, Venita, Sally was constantly coming to me about what you were saying. And so it got in my head too. I was glad that he said that to give a perspective of why he's additionally what you said to Paige, this is also what I'm being fed in real time.
Top of mind of me being annoyed with you because I'm also hearing you're still talking about me.
But he never looked at her in the face. He never looked at her when he said it. When he's talking to Venita, Madison's in between and his head is down and he's like, Venita's over here and he's doing this. If I'm Venita, that's going to play into my insecurities anymore. Why can't you turn and talk to Venita? That, to me, is a problem.
I agree with you, but it seemed like Craig was doing that a lot. And I started thinking, because there was a time where he was talking to Austin and he was doing it. And I don't know this. He would hold his bracelet from the magician in his hand. And I was like, did he like tell himself whenever you're going through a hard conversation, look at this evil eye and like remind yourself, like, don't let this trigger you. Like, don't let evil, who fucking knows what this magician gave him or told him. But whenever he was having a hard conversation, he would like start nodding, look down at his wrist, and then he had his other hand like holding the bracelet. And I was just like, is that what he's doing? Or is he just socially awkward? I don't know. But he did it a few times. And I was just like, why is he doing that?
I think he was awkward because it was so much about him. As we said, everybody's storylines. And I think that he was in the hot seat for both of these episodes. And I think that maybe it was a nervous, like we all have our nervous gestures that we do. But it was, I kept thinking, why are you not looking Venita in the eye? And I just think, and maybe I'll reach out to Venita. I just think if you're going to do another season for this, I know you watch Summer House. You're obviously cool with Sierra. This is why I say, if we're missing something, no, you don't know these people. No, you don't. But I want you to be understood better. So if this, again, I'm assuming these are your feelings. I could be all wrong. But if this is how you're feeling, help the audience get to understand you better, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why you and Craig think. And thank God when Rodrigo tried to take up for Venita for what she said in Mexico.
I know.
And Venita goes, no, I was digging. And it's like, yes, we watched you dig all season. We watched you dig all season.
By the way, even her saying that, you see Craig like kind of like smile and laugh, because I feel like he was like, thank you. Everyone would say that, like Rodrigo was trying to say, that I was making it up in my head, that I assumed you were attacking me because I think da-da-da-da-da. So I feel like even just saying that, I was like, I appreciate Venita. Thank you for telling the truth and not being like, I didn't even say your name, da-da-da-da-da. And to your point, Rachel, I don't know everyone on this cast. So like, I don't know if everyone would react the same way, but I would like to believe that at least some of them, if Venita said, Sally, I let my guard down with you. I don't do that with a lot of people on this cast. I thought we were really good friends. She also threw around the best friend card, which I agree with Madison. Stop saying that. These aren't your best friends. I hope. Yeah. Anyways, I thought we were really close friends, and I know we're building back and we got to a better place. But it is honestly really hard for me to do that when I have an entire sect of the internet telling me that I am a dumb Black girl for letting a white woman do A, B, and C to me. Are they right? Maybe not. Is our friendship stronger than they know and they don't know everything? Probably. But does it affect me? Yes. And if I post a picture with you, do I know that I'm going to get 10 times more of those comments? And like, I can't handle that because I've had to deal with that growing up in Charleston my entire life, or being on the show and being the only Black woman the entire time. It does. And I know you can't fully understand that, but like, this is the only way I can explain how I'm acting the way that I'm acting.
No, for sure. And I wish I had this conclusion, or I could have seen a version of what we saw on the reunion before, because I would have reached out to Andy and been like, can you ask this question and try to get her to respond to it? Because I just think it would go a really long way. And I think I've said this on this podcast before. In addition to everything we just said about her being the only Black person on the cast, when I went to Charleston, it felt so Southern. And
Southern.
I know I'm from Texas, and you know, I
No,
consider
but it's
Texas the
different.
South,
It's
but
different.
it's so different.
This
And
is
there's
Cotton
just
Belt,
a
Cotton Belt
feeling.
South. It's different.
Yes.
There's still
It's
plantations. There's still tax statues. It's
I
different.
thought about slavery every day I was in Charleston. As a visitor, there was a heaviness that I felt, just not just being Black, and there were a lot of white people, because we live that every day. It's just so like, and I went on a tour, and I think I told you how that woman was like, and these were the nicest slave quarters in town.
Yeah.
Bitch, I was like, I was the only Black person on that bus. I was like, what the fuck did you just say? That's the mentality. And
Rachel,
there's a pride
imagine
in the Confederacy and the Southernness and our pride of like what we were. And included in that pride is that you owned people and you didn't think of us as people. So like that heaviness exists in that city. So Venita's already carrying that into this show as well. And so I don't know if she needs another Black person or she just needs like a little bit more confidence, but I wish she was able to represent that on this show, but I don't think she feels safe enough to do it.
So I was going to say, the other thing that I would like to recognize is that I think Sierra talking about this in New York, granted it's the Hamptons and one of the richest zip codes in the US and blah, blah, whatever. It's a lot different than talking about it and having to live in Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Venita is probably a lot more careful and worried about how she voices anything having to do with race because of how it would change her day-to-day life and how people would probably, I'm sure she would get backlash just like in living in Charleston. So I do think it's different. It's not like apples to apples. And I can recognize that. That being said, there has to be a version of this that you will be comfortable with. Otherwise, I think you look crazy.
Yeah, we just need, if she comes back next season, I actually might tell her to listen to this, because if this is how she's feeling.
Please don't.
I
can't remember everything I've said.
Okay, I'll listen to it again before. But I just want to help.
All that being said, we both want Venita to be successful on Southern Charm.
I just want to help
her
be understood
this is
better.
The disconnect.
Yes, and somebody's got to talk about it, because I am sure as people are podcasting this week, they're going to talk about it in a completely different way. And I'm rooting for you. Callie's rooting for you. So, we'll see. But anyways, and we'll end it on that. And we're rooting for you guys too. That's the end of our episode here on Morally Corrupt. You guys have a safe weekend. Seems like the shutdown's over, so the airports should be clearing up. So if you have to travel, I don't know when that's actually going to take into effect, but Senate came to an agreement. Thank God. And it wasn't because of you know who, but hopefully the airports clear up. You guys, oh yeah, for sure. Or blame. Be careful, stay safe, all those things. We will see you Tuesday on our new show. Until then, bye guys.